the ninth page of the copies, page Yudalad, and we were speaking about all the different things that we see by Matan Torah, both extremes, always the whole time. Nasa action, Nasa lנשמע great bittul. Anoichi from the highest level to dealing to the lowest type of things. Koilus uvrokim, the most highest type of sounds and revelations, and then physical sounds down here. Why all and other examples of this where we have two extremes in Matan Torah. This all comes about, we said, because we have prior to Matan Torah, we had to go through the Kur HaBarzel, we had to go through the iron smelter of Mitzrayim to prepare the world and ourselves, that our bodies and the physical world should be able to be transformed through mitzvahs, not like the others, that when they did the mitzvahs, it was like reiches hayu, it was like a scent that doesn't have any substance, because it didn't impart any holiness in the physical objects. When they did hachnosas orchim, digging the wells, etc., these did not become holy in and of itself. Now, after Matan Torah, because of the after Yetzias Mitzrayim, Anoich Hashem Elokecha, why could it be Anoich Hashem Elokecha? Because Asher Tzicha Meretz Mitzrayim. Because we went through the Kura Barzel, we went through the refinement process of making the world refined enough that now the physical objects can become holy, and the same thing, the physical body of a Yid can manifest and express holiness in the physical body. That's the idea about Matan Torah. That became a cut, the bittul of the cut that was between above and below. And because of that, it was able to join the both extremes, from the highest level of bittul of Nasa before Nishma to the lowest level of action of Nasa. From the highest idea of Anoichi, that's beyond any type of name, to even the lowest type of things, etc., to revelations of koilus above, or Elikim before the Tzimtzum, to the lowest level of Elikim, Begematria Teva, etc., etc. So now he's going to continue, and in this theme of where we see both extremes coming together. Second paragraph, ninth page of the Maimer, page Vidalid, line 9. So too in the manner, the way the Aseres HaDibros were said, it's in such a way that it has both extremes. Shalzen them are concerned. It says by Daber Elikim that Elikim spoke, and we had the question: Elikim is a level of tzimtzum and gvura and limitations. If it's coming from such a high level, why does it say and use a term of Elikim? So he says Mishem Elikim Kvishu B'Tachsa Ilui, because there's also both extremes from the name Elikim, the way it's in the highest, most level, that we said that Elikim goes on the level of the concealment and covering and hiddenness, that's higher than the Tzimtzum, Ad L'Shem Elikim, till the name Elikim, the way it comes down here below. In such a way that the Chazal say that we heard it from the mouth of the mighty, or the Almighty, as we use in English. Might goes on Tzimtzum. We're talking about hearing in this physical ear. So we have the highest level of Shem Elikim till the lowest level of Shem Elikim that can be perceived and taken in by the physical ear. So you have, again, both extremes. The Oidzoi is an additional type of way, how it came down here. So he's going to bring in a new component and aspect of how it came down here. This comes down in such a way that it says that Elikim spoke these matters, saying. So it's known, the analysis of this. Why does it say over here the word leimer right before the Aseres HaDibros? Seemingly milas leimer ain't lavon. The word leimer over here, to say, to tell it over, has no understanding to it. In general, when we have a pasuk, it says, Hashem al Moshe leimer. Hashem spoke to Moshe to say, what means to say over to others. He was telling Moshe to tell it to others. So that's why it says Lamar. That is only possible when Hashem is addressing Moshe alone. Then when he's addressing Moshe alone, no one else is there, so then he has to tell him, go tell it to them. But concerning Matan Torah, it's impossible to explain it that way. First of all Yidden that were there in all Yidden, the whole Klal Yisrael was there. Maybe you're going to tell me lamer to next generations, to later generations. So he says it's not even talking about later generations. It can't be talking about lamer. Hashare Isa, Pirkei de Rabbi Lezer, it's brought down in Pirkei de Rabbi Lezer, Shekol on neshamas, Sheyachim l'Torah mitzvah, all neshamas that are associated with Matan Torah, with Torah mitzvahs. Shehem on neshamas of Bnei Yisrael, Shebachal Adoros. These are neshamas of Bnei Yisrael of all the generations. Kulam, of all of them, Hayu Kulam, the Matan Torah, they were all present at Matan Torah. Every neshama heard individually, I am Hashem your God that took you out, and it uses the you, the form of you, Elekecha, and Hatzisicha in the singular. Not Anoich Hashem Elekechem, Asher Hatzisechem, I took you out in the plural, but in the singular. So every single Yid, in every single generation was present, and Hashem spoke to them individually, telling them that Daser Sadibris. So what's the lamer? Why does it say Vaydaber Elokim is called Varam lamer to say to others? Who were the others to say it? Allah appears the lamer, who rather the explanation of the word lamer. What's the meaning over here? Shebachol Yom v'Yom. In every single day, how much more so in when we are on Shavuos in every single year, then we have Kasher Ish Yisrael Koide V'Shoina. When a Jewish person is reading in Chumash and Tanakh and so on, and he's learning Mishnah, Gemara, and so on. So then Hashem is sitting like across from him, like a chavrusa, like a study partner, and he's also reading the same psukim, and he's also learning the same mishnayos and so on. This means he affects the idea of lamer, of Hashem saying, that occurs anew. In other words, where it says Vaydaber Elokim Advarim Ha'ela, lamer means to make them say. Who is to make them say? We, Kaviyachol, the Jewish people, are making Hashem say the Torah. Every single time when we sit down and learn Torah, especially on Shavuos when we sit down and learn Torah, we're listening to Aser Sadibris, the listening Shemea Ka'ina, we are making Hashem say it again. B'chol Yom, as we know, every day it has to be the Torah Chadoshim, that it's new as if it was given today. How much more so is Matan Torah say new? How much it's new that it's today actually is when Hashem is saying it on Matan Torah. Top of page Tezvav. Inyan the Vaydaber Elokim is called Varma Eila K'mavishas Matan Torah. That it's being said again. Hashem is saying anew all these matters, just like he said at the time of giving it a Torah. Gosh, it's like a Gemara, like the emphasis of the Gemara, Malahal and Hulu, just like then, just like by Matan Torah, it was Be'em of a year of it was with fear and trembling and awe and so on. So to now, when a person sits and learns Torah, they are also experiencing it and need to experience it with the same awe and passion and excitement and so on, like then. What does that mean? So the Rebbe continues in line 4 behind this means. Though Torah transcends time and place. If so, it's not applicable the idea of renewal, like we say every day. It should be new for you. Since Torah has no changes in it whatsoever, still in all. The Torah was given to every single Yid until the most simplest of the simplest Yid, the most ordinary Jew, the Torah was given and not just given then, but the most ordinary Jew that learns Torah can affect by Hashem the idea of saying the Torah again. It should be anew the idea of the giving the Torah like the first time around. This understood. Because the Rebbe always speaks about that the preparation for something must reflect the thing that it's preparing for. So therefore, based on what we understand, that the giving of the Torah is this joining about the two extremes together, even such extreme that when we say Torah down here, we are making Hashem speak. So that idea of that joining of the two extremes must be expressed also in the preparation to Matan Torah. So here he's going to give examples of this in the preparation. So he says, by prefacing, though the giving of the Torah was by inspiration from above, so therefore, what do you mean? That like we have to prepare in such a type of way? It's a gift from above. It's a Matan Torah. It's a gift. What does it mean we have to do it in such a type of way? There still has to be at least something similar to it, also from the perspective of us down here below. That's what it says in the pasuk, that the Yidden encamped over there facing the mountain, meaning that the Yidden had to do things, they had to prepare themselves by the encampment. And like the Rebbe says, the singular of the encampment, the Avos Yisrael and the Achdus Yisrael that took place by the encampment, that was a preparation for receiving the Torah. That means that we are doing things to precipitate and to cause and to make and to help out the giving of the Torah. And that wasn't enough. Afterwards, during the 3 days of the setting up the boundary of Har Sinai, there had to be the idea of purity and holiness. With this concludes the going out of the land of Mitzrayim. The 3 days of Agbol is the conclusion of the going out of the land of Mitzrayim, and also the refinement that took place after we went out of the land of Mitzrayim. Throughout the 49 days of counting of the Omer, 7 weeks you shall count for you. Began immediately on the morrow of their going out of Mitzrayim. Like the Ram brings down at the end of Pesachim from Agada to that when Moshe Rabbeinu told the Jewish people that you will serve Hashem on this mountain on Har Sinai when you leave Mitzrayim, the Yidden told him, when is this avodah going to happen? So Moshe Rabbeinu told the Yidden, at the end of 50 days from the day of going out of Mitzrayim. Every person counted off on their own calendar for themselves when is going to be this time that we're going to finally have this mitzvah. Because of their yearning, desire, and like expiring to be able to receive the Torah. That's how strong their desire was that they were counting off the days. Throughout the 49 days of the counting of the Omer became the refinement of the person and the nefesh bahamis until today, the 49th day, until Shavuos hits, it has to be, we know according to Shulchan Aruch, it has to be 7 complete weeks. That's why even though ordinarily during the rest of the year you could be Mekabel Yom Tov early, you could be Mekabel Shabbos early, but Shavuos, we don't do it that way. We don't daven Ma'ariv early. We don't make Kiddush early because it has to be 7 complete weeks. That means that this whole day, we're still in the middle of the process of the weeks of Sfiras Omer. We're still in the process of doing the birur of Sfiras Omer. Even these last days, even the last day of Sfiras Omer, the day number 49. Al Kaponim, Habir the Malchus, at least we are refining and we're busy with the refinement of Malchus and Malchus, because the previous days of Sfiras Omer we were doing all the rest of the midas. Now we're left only with Malchus and Malchus to do today. The Rebbe says parenthetically, Oy chesed shebechesed, or today is the birur of chesed shebechesed, imam minyan b'seder hafo. If we count in the opposite way, because sometimes according to Kabbalah, we count the sphere starting from bottom up, and we start from Malchus going all the way up to Chesed. So if we will, even though in the Siddur it shows it this way, that we do it in the order of going from Chesed down to Malchus, but there is an idea in Kabbalah to go the other direction as well, to go from Malchus going all the way up to Chesed. So that means this day of Sfira, the first day of Sfira would have been Malchus Sheba Malchus, second day of Pesach, and the last day of Sfira today, we are dealing with the Sfira of Chesed Sheba Chesed. Be that as it may, we are still, the Rebbe is saying, involved in the process of preparation and refinement that Sfira Soimer is about. Shoin HaZoyar, like the expression of the Zoyar, Hush bin Shlim. We are busy of a whole number completion. In a way that it's complete, that we have full 7 weeks. Once we have a full 7 weeks, we have a full 49 days. Na'asa so then becomes the drawing down of the 50th gate, beginning from the 50th gate, where it's connected with the 49 days of Sfira. And afterwards, Gamla is even higher than the 50th gate that's connected with the 49 days of Sfira. The way the 50th gate is a separate thing, like it's explained at length in L'Kutei Torah. Chassidus and L'Kutei Torah, many Mamarim speak about it, and the 50th gate, there is 2 levels. One level of 50, which is only related to the 49, and it's like a sum total of its parts, and maybe a little bit more than that. And then there's the level of 50, which is totally beyond. It's the level of the 50th gate of being completely beyond all the levels of the 49. And all of these we attain and reach after the full 49 days of Avodah. We reach the lower level of number 50 and the higher level of number 50. So this is all showing how it's, even though Torah was given from above, still in all, we have to do preparation. There are things that we are doing. There's still a Srusa that we have to do. Noise of Allah on the Matan Torah, they close in the Spirit of Aymer, line 13, in addition to the preparation for Matan Torah, through the general idea of counting of the Aymer, yes, Nagama Achana, but Ervizman Matan Torah, there's a special Achana today. A special Achana that's done on the day before Spirit of Aymer. This Maimer was said the night, I believe the night going into this day. I think it was like said, it was the Maimer said the night before Shavuos. Right, it says Leil Hey Shiva. So the final day of Spirit Ha'omer, there is a special preparation. Chamisha b'Sivan, the 5th of Sivan, Amiras Na'asa v'Nishma. What took place on this day? That's when the Eden said, we will do and we will understand and listen and so on. Especially the preparation for the giving of the Torah was saying it in this order, that we said first Na'asa and then we said Nishma. And like we said before, there are the 2 extremes in this statement. On the one hand, it shows on the most amazing type of bittul, still a bittul to the master of the will, not just the bittul of to the individual wills, because before we even know anything what the wills are, the bittul of the person that he afterwards hears the command. It's in such a manner that he nullifies himself also the ways into complete perfection. That's the very essence of the soul. In footnote 60 he says, just like Hashem's has the level of Baal Harotzen, the same thing, the person has the level of his essence, that's the Baal Harotzen. So the bittul to the Baal Harotzen of Hashem comes from his own Baal Harotzen area, the essence of the soul. So on the one hand, Na'asa before Nishma shows on the highest form of bittul, the greatest form of bittul. On the other hand, Uli Idach Yisa, It comes out specifically in a matter of we will do action. Actual action in the physicality of the world. Like it was explained before in Ois Gimel, that's the uniqueness of the giving of the Torah over the Torah that was in the times of the forefathers. In a way that in the times of the others, it was only a scent. Scent is something that we know that the neshama derives pleasure from. That's another concept of why it's only reiches, it's only a scent. Because the mitzvahs before Matan Torah only connected with the neshama. As we know, when a person faints, you give a powerful smell, smelling salts to bring the neshama down. The person loses the neshama yeseda. Motzei Shabbos, he smells because that's something that the neshama derives pleasure from. So before the giving of the Torah, it was reiches. It was something dealing with only the person's neshama. It wasn't dealing with the body. It wasn't about transforming the body. As opposed to now, before Matan Torah, it says Na'asa, before Nishma, specifically the idea of action, that's connected entirely with the body. Since it's connected entirely with the body, therefore, it is something that is the two extremes, from the highest, most level, with the most physical. Top of page Yud that is the advantage of the idea of the giving of the Torah. From then began by the Yidden the avoida to change the world, Ibermachen the Welt in Yiddish. To make the world first a pure thing, something that's not tummy. The Rebbe says pure could be something that's not necessarily holy. Something that's pure, something that's tahir is like something that's kosher. It's a kosher thing, but it's not necessarily holy. Next step is to make the world more than just a kosher place. You're making the world into a holy place. And holiness, that again only shows on revelations of godliness. Until it becomes a vessel for Hashem, in a way of a union of the vessel with Hashem. That it's a home for Hashem. So the Rebbe adds the significance of being a home for Hashem. Like it says, that the beauty, the glory of man is to be settled in a home. Even though there may be some places in the world that you can live on the street because the weather is not an issue. But it enhances the person himself. His first Adam is to be settled in the home. In a similar vein, the Rebbe says that Kaviyachol, by making Hashem a home down here below, we are Kaviyachol adding to Hashem's beauty and glory. Habayis, in the toys of the first Adam, through the bias is added beauty in the person. Gam ba'adam elin Kaviyachol, also metaphorically speaking, in the supernal man in Hashem. By giving him this home, we are Kaviyachol adding in Hashem. And how does this occur? All of this happens through our actions and our service. To believe while we study Torah with joy and gladness of heart. By prefacing, we will do till we will hear and understand. Just like it was the first time around by Matan Torah. The Torah is as a preparation for the giving of the Torah in Ikvar, and already on the 5th of Sivan, Erev Zman Matan Torah, on the eve of the time of the giving of the Torah, Kiblu b'nei Yisrael al atzma ma'inyan na'asa lishma, the Yidden accepted upon themselves that we will do and we will understand. Uba'oifen da'akdamas na'asa nishma, not just that they accepted both things, the doing of the mitzvahs and the understanding of the mitzvahs, but they accepted in such a way that we will do before we will understand for us. And then when they accepted the doing before the understanding, the Malachim descended, they tied for them 2 crowns, Malachim nasu misharsim li Yisrael. So the Malachim now become servants to the Yidden. They dress us up, just like a servant dresses his master. The same thing, the Malachim are now dressing us. Why is that so? Because of our avodah of prefacing and saying first Nasa before Nishma. From this comes about afterwards the idea that the Malachim, it says, embrace, hug, and also hug and embrace and kiss the Torah mitzvahs that we do. Concerning all the matters that we need Malachim as intermediaries, so that a Jewish person, while he's in the neshama in the body down here below, should come to the ultimate perfection. The way the neshama is standing above, like it says, that the Malachim embrace and kiss and hug the Torah mitzvahs to refine it so it should be able to be spiritual enough to be elevated. So that's the point. To be able to bring us to our highest level, the Malachim have to embrace and kiss. That's an even greater level of servitude and devotion to us that the Malachim have, that the Malachim are beholden to the Yid. In such a way, this also happens down here below, together with the body, until it becomes a holy body. And this becomes preparation for the time. And then we will see in a revealed way how the entire world is a home for the Eibishter. Like the beginning for this was at the time of the giving of the Torah. Then the Torah was silent. From all four sides and from above to below, the sound came out. I am Hashem your God. Specifically your God, meaning your power, your energy, your life force. Through Hashem being the God, the life force, the energy of every Jewish person. So then it comes from being our God, like we say in all the brachas, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu. From that extends then to the entire world, to be the king of the entire world. And in such a way that Yidden own the world. Not only does the world not block and interfere with the Yid's Torah mitzvahs, top of page Ches, but just the opposite, that the world becomes an assistance and helping out to the service of Hashem. Similar to the expression of the Rambam concerning physical health, that the body should be healthy and whole is from the ways of Hashem. Why? Because it's in service of Hashem. Also in the conclusion of the Sefer, when he speaks about the times of Mashiach, he says, all tasty and delicious things will be as available like dust. In such a way that we see in a revealed way. All matters of the world. It's only so Yidden should be able to study Torah and fulfill mitzvahs out of true ease and comfort. And to travel in level after level in their comprehension and understanding of the mind of the Creator. Through this we come to the fulfillment of the promise. That the earth is filled with the knowledge of Hashem, like the waters cover the sea, because of Mamish, soon, Mamish, actually now.